The average measure of somebody, okay, is what would Jesus do? The word God is one letter short of good, and that letter is O. And the word devil is one letter added to evil. That word is D. For whatever reason, it means that you put the D and the O together is what you do. Are you good or are you evil? You know them by their fruits. In Galatians it says there's no Jew or Gentile. So let's consider the word she-eple, she-eple. Her-ded, her-ded. Okay, now Nathan Bedford Forrest used to herd and sell cattle and slaves. And he, after 2 years of the clan being around, the first clan, he joined the clan and became the Grand Wizard because he was some kind of war hero to the Confederate Army. It's a long story why that is. He was a cavalry guy. These guys rode cavalry. His name is Bedford. For whatever reason, they have bed sheets as clan sheets. Okay, they used to draw weird fucking cartoon-like images, which is called cartoonage to the Egyptians. Okay, now, personally, you know, a man is one thing, a woman is nothing. Okay, so when we look at females, and I wouldn't quite say they're women because they're not acting responsibly as adults, okay, and they're setting a bad example. They have kids, right? You say, hey, putting your kids in danger, so what? If you would ask me, first grader, you know, would you rather your parents put you in danger or go out like bitches? I said, put me in danger. I wouldn't hesitate. Put me in danger. Look, I watch He-Man, motherfucker. Fuck, what am I scared? Oh, no, I might get hurt. What? Fuck that. Who wants to live with the disgrace of your parents being fucking clansmen, fraternity people? You get it. You don't want them to serve the devil. You don't want them to go out like bitches. They don't understand to set example for their children. You know what I'm saying? And there's children soldiers in third world nations that are more brave than they are. You get it. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. I can't warn them enough. So I'm going to give you a quick 8 points. Some of these I might not be able to read. I already made a video where I was very upset. I was angry. It's part of why I sound like this right now. When I vent my anger, I tend to think more clearly. And that's a consequence of being sabotaged and persecuted, where your brain is responding more toward anger to speak clearly than it would be otherwise. Okay, so now as they fuel me more and the anger dwindles away, I'll probably start stumbling on my words. And I analyze this stuff carefully, and I take notes, and I've reviewed my videos in the past. I can't review them recently because they messed up my eyes, okay, and my ears. You know, I'll have a headache if I watch videos. It's that bad. It's part of why I'm wearing these weird glasses. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Okay, so this guy had, you know, $1.5 million back in the day. He had all this property in Mississippi and half a share in a plantation in Arkansas or something. Okay, you know, his statues, they're still talking about removing his statues in 2006 and so on and so forth. And Forest County, was it Tennessee or something, whatever it is, Mississippi, whatever it is. Okay, you get what I'm saying. The place is named after him. Statues. Huge fan club still, and it's more than just the Klan. Even Grant, Ulysses S. Grant, called him the most remarkable character, or one of the most remarkable characters in the Civil War. He founded the Klan. All right, so sense isn't hit like a girl. So what does it mean when women, they're kind of like, you know, oh, I can't hit the ball. They have trouble hitting the ball. Okay, why is that? It has to do with brain function. Okay, there's gray matter, there's white matter. Okay, there's motor cortex. There's your brain basically works together to perform physical movements, and there's certain parts of the brain that perform fine motor movements, but the whole brain has to work together. It has to you have to process what you want to do and why. It's a long story why that is. There's all kinds of reasons, all kinds of stimuli that's being processed and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, when people don't hit the baseball very well, depending on their body size, their hands, little things that can throw you off, what kind of movement, what movement is suited for who more. Okay, that's why martial arts is not fair when they do katas. It's suited for the Asian man and certain white people and certain shorter people better than it is for a taller person. So they wanted to do the challenge based on that. It's not a valid comparison. Sparring has a definitive winner. Katas don't, and we can go on and on. But anyway, the sense isn't hitting like a girl. So there's that. Okay, brain function. Number 2, this is how we know they have bad judgment. Okay, and if you have bad judgment, so what? Okay, work on it. Get good judgment. Boom. If you can't get good judgment because you won't submit to the only guy with good judgment who's proven it consistently, especially on YouTube for the last, 12 years, since 2009, okay, then you have a fucking problem, okay? Then you have bad judgment with no way out. I'm your way out. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I'm how to live a life of sound judgment. Okay, so number 2, it's a rape by deception society. Guys are getting over. High five, like Tupac said. In the locker room, all the homies do is laugh, high five, cause another nigga played your ass. Playing the game. The game and the dame are connected. The dame is seen as the blind and the lame. They're being taken advantage of by these people. Why? When women didn't have the right to vote, they didn't have property rights, they were treated badly, and they were lied to about God and all this horrible stuff, their slave-owning husbands, were they reproducing with these guys? That's bad judgment. Why did the women in slavery not fight to the death with men, on their side? That's bad judgment. The survivors show bad judgment, and very few of them have any excuse to still be alive. Okay, that goes for every race on the planet, every group, with their respective circumstances considered. Okay? I'm not a terrorist, but these are the facts. Whether or not you should fight to the death. If you don't, it reflects that you're sucking your oppressor's dick. Survivor, serve I veer. Okay, think about it. Now, why am I still here? Because there's one line that has responsibility until there's no logical, moral way to proceed, which is after I die. And that's my line, and I've proven that. You know them by their fruits. Again, Galatians, there's no Jew or Gentile. It's just see them by their deeds, their works, their fruits, their aims, their goals, their motives, their behaviors. Okay, aim and I am. God revealed himself to Moses as I am. Moving on. So number 3, social control. A lot of them are enforcing the rape culture as police officers, as frat people, as military, as teachers, as counselors and mentors. There's all kinds of social control trash that's sucking a New World Order dick, literally and otherwise. Somebody's sucking their kids. No excuse for that kind of madness. Number 4, peer pressure. Does a genius buckle under peer pressure and live a stupid life, or is a dumb fuck? Need I explore that anymore? Number 5, coercion. If somebody says, you better not, I'm going to do this, your whole family should be ready to die for principle to begin with. What would Jesus do? He'd be ready to die. He'd risk his 12 disciples, and they got killed too, basically, except for maybe one. Okay? That's what he would do. Okay, that's what the wise person does. That's what the righteous person does. Wisdom is proven right by her deeds, not by talking a good one and being an oppressor. Think about it. Number 6, the actual behavioral response. So what is their actual response to the circumstance? Kind of explored this already. Okay? It's a predictable romantic response, a lack of romance. They have bad judgment. They themselves have bad judgment. And look at it this way. Majority of women argue that women have bad judgment. Why? Because if you're a Democrat, for example, you think all Republican women have bad judgment, basically. Okay? They're Republicans. They voted for Trump or whatever. Then you don't get along with some people in your party like those bitches are stupid. So the majority of Democrats think the majority of women have bad judgment. And vice versa. The majority of Republicans for that same reason. Okay? So the majority of women agree with me, and there's an overwhelming amount of evidence. Okay, we'll get to that. Hypergamy, dating up. Why would you want to date towards your fucking oppressor? Why are you so hell-bent to have your oppressor's kid, to sexually satisfy your oppressor when people are killing themselves over a broken heart and guys are being shunned and resorting to rape and getting diseases from prostitution? Shit, you're throwing guys under the bus so you can sleep with the fucking oppressor. Bad judgment. There's no other way it could be. You're an idiot if you don't get that. C, conforming. Conformity over transcending the system. So just the decision to conform. Anytime you see someone in a loud culture, there is a bad judgment. I know I'm not in a loud culture because I'm not pushing the Republican, Democrat, or Libertarian line. I'm not saying things in a way that reinforces their pre-existing social orders. What is the expected outcome if somebody listens to me and actually believes what I'm saying because it's obviously true? They don't want to conform. They want to transcend. They want to stop breeding. Okay? And there's a special emphasis on attractive women. And I'm going out of my way to message attractive women. So why would that be? Basically, I had a phone call during that thing. So again, why would that be in their best interest? It's not. Who does that prove? Okay, excuse me. The spectrum and cultures. So what is the spectrum of women? Okay. You say, well, everything from Alicia Silverstone is blonde. I'll say the spectrum of blondes in general, in terms of popular culture, stereotypically speaking, so you understand the idea of a spectrum. Okay, everything from Alicia Silverstone to a very intelligent blonde female who's a martial artist with a PhD, we'll say. Somewhere, somehow, there's someone basically that or so close to that. So the most intelligent version of that. Well, they conformed. They listened to martial art guys who do not obey my commands. When I'm the top martial arts, Ibo, Obi, the Kuro Obi, black belt, the essence of all system I am. I said, stop doing martial arts. I said, rally and obey. So if you're going to keep doing martial arts, you at least can rally and obey and ask my permission. They did not do that. So they're conforming. They're not that smart. And you can see it in them. It's the see it in them effect. Why don't you see it in them? This guy's such a great martial art master. His argument is, I'm wise. Pay very close attention to what I say. Why don't you see it in them when you hone your senses? They're not that smart. Plus, they conform to the PhD system. They're probably sucking a fucking corporate dick. Okay? So what is the spectrum? And it's how could it be any other way? Okay, so how could it be otherwise? Okay? The spectrum can, if they're cheating me out of my right to lead, okay, they're fucking idiots. If they're so far away that they don't know that I exist, what are they left with? So if you don't know that I exist, you're still going by your instincts. Okay, your animal instincts. We're gonna get to that in the next 2 points or so. Why animal? That makes you an animal. We'll get to that. All right, that makes you an idiot. Okay, so if you default with stupid because you don't know where smart is, you're still stupid. So the spectrum ends at stupid. All right, we'll say bad judgment. Again, I'm not here to break women down. I'm not anti-Semitic, anti-women, anti-this, anti-that. I'm pro-God. And if that happens to mean that all women are fucking idiots, is what's coming from my mouth, then that's what it is. But they need to repent and come to me. But it's also all guys. Who raised them? A punk-ass motherfucker. Who insisted that they shun me? A punk-ass motherfucker and a group of punk-ass motherfuckers. Okay? Guys that don't deserve to even be called guys. They don't deserve to be called men. They don't deserve to be called guys. They don't man up. Ver in virtue means man. If you don't have a hint of virtue, okay, and you're organizing injustice, are you a man? No. Okay, where's I? Okay, so the female, so when we look at these females, they start to organize and analyze things. The psychologist, military, police, martial artists, militant kind of revolutionary type, political, they're controlled opposition, but they're organizing their thoughts and their behaviors. Why do they still have bad judgment? So whether they're a ditzy chick chewing bubblegum in the passenger seat of a Porsche and dating some piece of shit, or they're fucking in the military and it's their job to analyze more than everyone else, they have bad judgment. But good news, it makes you feel better. Those guys working with you are bitch-ass idiots too. Okay? All right. Number 7. The obvious history of reproduction. I think I brought that up. I can't remember if this video or the one I was yelling in, and I'm probably not going to post before this. So a good video, by the way. You see some of my aggression of old. I look like a little bit more like an African American than the way I act. I act like a martial artist naturally, an African martial artist who's refined, more refined than any martial artist you've ever seen. My anger is direct, it's potent. My hand movements weren't like this is weird, kind of the way the sweater lands on me, fits on me, the way my body shape has changed due to poisoning, etc. Okay? But that video, you saw a little hints of my old self. Wasn't perfect, but okay. All right. Again, there's probably background noise in this video, and it's recent. They might add it to the other videos, I don't know, but it's recent. I checked it just long, and I did testing. I was like, what the hell? Because I was going to make the video in a different room because I was thinking the fan caused the noise. Long story, I don't watch videos for more than a few seconds or so because of they're messing up my brain, and it makes it painful to watch videos. My eye vision goes blurry, headaches, you name it. So animal argument, and it's interesting why that is. It's a long story, I'm right. And it couldn't be mental illness. I ruled that out a million times over. 20 witnesses, so on and so forth. So the animal argument, okay? So if you don't have morality, more reality, okay? If you're not moral, you're not humane, you're not human. Animals live by animals' survival and instincts. Pagans were considered animals because they dealt in trying to survive. In Matthew 6, for example. Okay, even pagans go after these. Don't worry about food and survival. Worry about principle. And if you happen to die, you happen to die, and God is going to provide that for you on His time. Put your fate in His hands. Stop being a financial stability looking whore. You know what I'm saying? Looking for financial stability like a whore. Looking for the money. Looking for the conformity. Whoring yourself to other gods in the process. So I did, a pretty good job. Let's end it there.